basketball ideology. Want to talk about a thing that I actually did, and I actually liked it, and I'm gonna probably do more. I decided to do, cause like around this time, everybody decides to do camps, and it's free camps or paid camps and stuff like that. I've gotten, I don't want to say I don't like to do camps. The difficult part with doing camps for me is you have in your head the type of player that you want to come in that you can work and get some things done.
Right.
And then a lot of times you have parents who are like, they're gonna put their kids in stuff to keep them busy and active, and I get that. But then I would get kids in some of the camps that didn't belong in those
That's
camps,
tough,
even though they were, beginner camps. Like for me, beginner camps mean that you're beginning to show them the things that they need to know and understand.
Right.
They can dribble some, they understand basketball enough, maybe not a lot, but enough. Then you get people in there that's like, man, what is this? And they want to run around and talk and all of that. So I've kind of shifted away from doing it. So what I did is I call it a pop-up clinic, where I just say, hey, you know what? And what I did is I just posted it. I want to say I posted it like the Thursday before, and it was going to be on the Tuesday before Thanksgiving.
Okay.
So it was a pop-up shooting clinic. And it wasn't just a regular shooting clinic. It was contested shots, and then it was contact, shooting with contact. So the first hour, everything was contested. And it was me doing it. I wasn't having the other kids to contest the shots. But the first one was they were catch and shoot. It was catch and shoot, floaters, step backs, pull-up jump shots, the basic ones. And first part was the contest was me moving out, having my hand up top. Then it was me being on the side of them, on their left side. Then it was me being on the right side. And then sometimes it was, from stepping over them and getting them comfortable, because a lot of players, especially young players, some a little bit older in their high school, they struggle with shooting with hands in the face and defenders being. And what I explained to them is look, you pull up any tape and watch these elite shooters getting shots off. They're hitting them and it's like, oh my God, it's a wide open shot. But when you pause right as the release, the defensive hand is like here.
Yeah.
So they never get that. And then the second part of the contact was, they're going up and a little nudge on the right hip or their left hip. Sometimes I kind of, not push them, but, a little touch to the midsection. And then I would, hit them on the elbow, the shoulder, offhand and stuff.
That's awesome, man.
Then I had one. And the reason why I decided to do it, I was watching Troy versus USC.
Okay.
And I don't know the kid's name for Troy, but he was driving from left side, driving in for a jump stop floater. And he got contact, bumped, it was a really aggressive defender, and he bumped him in there, and he made the shot, got the and one. And I was like, see, I want to show it. So that's where it came from. And I did executed that same move where they got bumped and stuff. So I think it went good. I wasn't expecting to have like 400 kids. I always have a max for stuff like that. It's usually like maybe 10, possibly 15 kids at the most.
Really?
Because I want everybody to get tons of reps.
Gotcha.
And everybody who was in here, were mainly kids that I've, dealt with, trained and stuff, either team, group, or individual. So they were good in it, and they know what to expect.
So what's the protocol if you got more than that? Like
I would have just done another one. I wouldn't have wanted to do, like 20 kids or something, because number one, you don't know who all those kids are, right? And that's the downside of this. But again, it's more about reps. So like, the days of, and we did a camp at UTEP where we had over 200 kids.
Wow.
It was a free that they asked us to do it. We did that. We've done our regular camps where we had 75 to 80 or 100 kids, right? So we can get large amounts of kids and run the camp the way it's supposed to, but that focus with having them. I had a parent. What was funny was I had a parent who I actually trained. You know, I train his kids, and they're not there yet. So I've never really worked with them on step back. I started to, but I explained the two types of step backs. You know, the L and then the V, and how you want to do the L and how you want to do the V, and how it needs to be a certain way to get both of them off, right?
Right.
And during the break, he's like, I didn't even know there was a such thing as, you know, two types of step backs. He's like, and his kids have been on this team, this other City League team for a while. And he's like, you know, he kind of was a little upset that they've never been taught that. But then I explained, you know, like, look, I don't even know if they know how to explain it, but if those kids aren't there, you're not probably going, you know, to do that.
Right. Well, I think the biggest thing is everyone knows what a step back is, and you can know if there are 20 different step backs, you can know them, but can you explain them and can you teach them in the detail?
Right.
That's what separates players, you know, from the rest.
Right. And what I try to explain to them, because a lot of times what I say, look, I consider myself, back when I was playing, I considered myself an elite defender simply because I guarded, you know, players that could play, and I was, you know, smart with how I could guard people, right? And I was told, man, yo, KB locking down, right? What I explained to him is if I'm at the top and I'm guarding you, if you make a pump fake or a jab or a sweep and you're gonna attack the basket, but you go that way, I'm no longer thinking defend the basket.
Right.
I'm defending the shot.
Right.
So if you're gonna go with a step back, I tell them if you do a 2-dribble step back, that second bounce when you're driving, that second bounce usually signals he's going for a layup, right? Just instinctively, because most people, you know, 1-2 layup,
Absolutely.
right? So when you go with that second bounce, getting ready to go, the defender, most defenders will start to think layup. And as you get to that second bounce is usually when you want to do your step back, because the defender's going to be here and then turning and then stepping up to try to contest. So that little bit of indecisiveness with them not knowing if you're going for a layup or not is usually what gets it open.
Right. And that last dribble was important. If it's like a crab dribble, they know you're going to step back.
Right.
I've always explained step back as element of surprise.
Yeah.
Like they can't know when you're going to do it. And so when people I deal with, some kids on our team, we're talking about a step back. I'm like, I can see it a mile away.
Yeah.
You slow down.
Yes.
You get low. Like that's not it.
You're not
you have to sell that you're going to the basket. And then immediately change gears. I mean, and now the game has gotten so easy now. If you just go full speed and stop, you don't even have to step back.
You'll get a pull-up jump shot.
You get a pull-up. Yes. That's why the pull-up is so effective.
Right.
You know, I was in California this weekend. You know, one of my former players is on staff, coaching at a Division I, and one of my former players is also playing on that.
Right. That's beautiful. That hold on. That I need to apologize because I don't give you your flowers more because it's like you get so used to it, it's just like you're just talking, right? But to have two players, one who used to play for you, played Division I basketball, and now is coaching Division I, and they're coaching a player that you used to have on Division I, that's huge, man.
It really was a blessing. Like I was at the game filming. I got some video of them actually before the game. Those two are working together, passing and stuff like that. I mean, it was just, man. I was on cloud nine. I'm telling you, because it's just a blessing, and just to see her growth and the coach, Deja Battle. She's from Albuquerque, New Mexico. She is one of the first actually that I've known. Is like kind of a mental psychologist, if that makes sense, but from a sports perspective. Like that's real big now.
Yeah.
The mental health piece is important. So she's really on that staff, and she's been beneficial already. And her, we got a chance to talk about the mid-range because they had a kid, forgot her name, but she was killing the mid-range. And she's like, well, we don't like to shoot them a lot. I like the mid-range. I'm like, so I'm thinking, I said, well, to me, most of your game winners are mid-ranges.
Yeah.
If you say we're only going to shoot threes and layups, I think you become easy to guard.
Yeah, and that's a big problem that I've had with a lot of coaching, because you can say, look, if you practice it and you feel you have a comfortableness with that player shooting it, you need to let them shoot it, because to me, in order to be an effective scorer, you need to be a 3-level scorer. What I mean by that is you need to be able to score from the outside, catch and shoot, or pull up threes. You need to be able to get mid-range and pull up shots.
Sure.
And you need to get to the basket, because if you can do those 3 things, it's hard to defend. Nobody knows what you're gonna do. You're gonna always have the edge.
Yes, sir.
But that isn't the first time I've heard a college coach say
It's rampant.
that, no, we don't want mid-range.
Yeah, like I've been at Division I games and have seen a kid hit a midi and they take him out. That's not what we do here.
Yeah,
And it's like,
yeah.
and to me, I'm like, you become easy. Well, we drive and we get those options. Well, what if you have somebody that's more athletic and faster than you? What do you
and
do?
they can cover the ground. Remember Houston Rockets and San Antonio Spurs. Houston, when Harden was there, that's how they played.
Right.
And when they played San Antonio in the playoffs, they schemed and they took both of those away.
Yeah, and it was done.
And it was done. It was done. And here's what I would, and it's crazy because I say on the next level, meaning college,
Yeah.
this, but it's almost the same. It's the same in all 3 levels. My question would be, how do you recruit a person who has that in their game?
Bam.
Like I had a player, I won't say her name, but she went to a JUCO. She was one of the top 3-point shooters here in the city during that time. She could handle the ball, but that wasn't her strength, right? But she could one dribble, step back, catch and shoot all day. She goes to a school, she's recruited to do this. She goes to the school, she catches, and I watched the film because she was like, I don't understand it. It was a fast break, she gets in, they kick it to her in the corner, she knocks down a 3. He takes her out.
Wow.
Later on, she's back in the game. It was a secondary break. Pass goes here, there, kind of dribble drive, kicks it out to her on the lane. Catch and shoot, knocks it down. Nothing but net, right?
Wow.
What she does, he takes her out. She finally had to talk to him and say, well, what's the thing? His philosophy was, well, we don't shoot with more than 14 seconds left on the shot clock. So I had to get on her because I told her, you should have talked to me before you signed there, because I would have told you that you need to ask what is their philosophy when it pertains to your skill set. I was blown away that this isn't just somebody coming down and jacking up. This was a pass, textbook fast break.
Do
You
know how hard it is to shoot with the shot clock running down? You know how hard it is to get a shot off, period, in the collegiate game?
Yeah.
I don't care what level, NAIA, D2, D3.
It's hard.
It's difficult.
Very difficult.
It's difficult in practice to get a bucket.
Yes.
And to me, it's a skill set. Someone created that for her. They kick it out and you shoot it. And who's looking at the clock? Am I supposed to look at the clock and, it's 14 seconds?
Yeah.
And pull it back out? That's asinine. That's crazy.
Now, and I wonder, I don't know if this new model came from, overseas, because a lot of coaches go overseas and they think they're going to reinvent the wheel.
Yep.
And
Yep.
look, in football, maybe you could come up with things, but here's what it all boils down to. If you got a player that nobody can stop, that's your advantage.
No doubt. Another problem I have is this, very similar to that. You watch a kid play AAU, year and a half, they're getting buckets, midi. I mean, this is what they do. And you say, hey, we want you to do something else. Like, we want you to get those layups. We don't want the mid-range. Don't recruit me.
Yeah.
Don't recruit me.
Yeah.
And then try to change them.
Yeah.
You need to work on your three.
Yeah.
Like, and of course they do.
Now I can see the conversation of, we need you to try to start adding your three.
No, it wasn't that.
Okay. Yeah.
We don't shoot mid-range here,
Yeah.
but we love the way you get in the paint.
Yeah. Yeah. No,
What are we doing?
Yeah. No, that's
And that's at the highest level.
yeah. Because I know Kobe White for the Bulls.
Yeah.
They were basically, he was almost on his way out, and
Right.
then he just kept hitting them, and it was like, you got, so like I know what some people will say when I say this, but at the highest level, you're not taking DeMar DeRozan, Kevin Durant, who else? Shea. Mm-hmm. You're not taking these guys just to name three. Mm-hmm. You're not getting on them for pulling up mid ranges, right? Oh, wow. How many people are them? Yeah, but if that's your point, mid ranges should be obsolete. There should be no reason for a person to shoot at mid range. That sounds like somebody from back in the 30s or 40s or 50s trying to make you dribble, pass. You get a wide open layup, but no, we're gonna keep dribbling the clock and stuff like that.
I mean, and
that wasn't a very good example.
Well, but I got your point. I got your point. The thing is now is the way they're guarding pick and roll, the midi, you can make a living on the midi. Because they're in drop coverage.
They're dropping.
They're in the paint. The free throw is wide open.
Yeah.
Pool.
And that's another thing. You'll see some teams that philosophically, they always drop, right? But you got guys who are shooting 42 to 45% from the mid or from the three, coming over these high screens, and they still dropping. And I'm like, why are y'all dropping on that guy?
Makes no sense.
I can see you dropping on the next guy, but then I'll think, oh, well, maybe he wasn't paying attention. They'll run the same action, get the same shot, and they just there, like watching it.
I'm assuming that they're expecting the defender to lock and trail.
Yeah, and I know.
But it's a foul if he jumps up in the air.
I know when the Lakers played Golden State, they had, what's the kid's name? It's funny because I'm older now, so like everybody's a kid. No, the left-handed defender, long arms, he wears dreads.
For who?
For the Lakers. Gosh, I can't think of it. I'll have to look it up.
Vanderbilt,
yeah.
Okay, Vanderbilt.
When they would have him specifically guarding Steph.
Right, I remember that.
He would come over and lock and trail, and AD would drop. He would be in drop coverage. But Vanderbilt was really good at getting over the screen and staying really attached to Steph.
He was real good at that.
But what they started doing was they were setting, I think Steph would come over this screen, and then I think Draymond would give him another pass, and they would set an additional screen. And it was the screen that was really setting it up, because those other screens, they were kind of standing in here. But when they started getting more aggressive with how they set the screens on Vanderbilt, Steph was getting wide open shots. And they had to call a timeout, and they had to do it a little bit differently.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, you're going to adjust if you have, but you had these scouting reports. You shouldn't go under. You shouldn't have drop coverage on Steph ever, right? But yeah, it's.
And how could you mess the scouting report up? That's all you do all day. That's all you do. Right? Yeah. Am I wrong?
No, you are 100% right.
That's all you do.
The craziest thing, and we're gonna move on after this, is the more that I've actually learned and gotten into in this business, I've been really surprised, and it's been a lot of eye-opening experiences that I've found out when it relates to stuff like this coaching philosophy in college and in pros, those little things, not letting your players shoot mid-ranges, that they're efficient shooting 60 to 70 something percent mid range, right? That's a part of the game, and it opens up other things. But you tell them that's not what we do here. But you recruited them.
Yeah, man. I mean, I have learned so much about people that I used to have them on a pedestal. Okay.
Yeah.
You know, oh man, he's at so and so. Okay, you know, or she's here. Man, I'm watching. I'm like, what? Why? So after the game, why y'all do that? Oh, this is. Oh, okay. And I don't. Of course, I don't say anything.
Right.
But yeah, like some of this stuff is so elementary. How can I say? It's so. I'm just gonna be honest. Like it's so stupid.
Yeah.
That it just doesn't make sense. How did you get to this level?
Yeah.
You know?
And look, the thing is there are different layers. So
For sure.
we're never in, the coaches meeting. They're thinking about what their players' strengths and weaknesses are, right? So I get that. But when you just watch something,
It's bad, man.
your eyes, like, I don't have to be on your coaching staff. I've done this enough years in my life to look and see and wonder, like, well, why isn't it that? And I actually had a conversation with a college coach about it. I was like, well, what I'm trying to understand is that.
Yeah.
Then, because it was about floaters, we don't shoot. And so then I just asked, like, so you mean to tell me if you recruit a player that you like that was shooting floaters, at a high rate, you're going to recruit them and tell them they don't shoot floaters? It's like, oh, well, what the explanation made sense was, well, we don't want people shooting floaters that have never practiced them, right?
Okay.
So then my response to him was, well, don't you think you need to make that known?
Yeah. Or practice them.
Right, because when you say it, it comes across as if what you said, we don't do that here.
Right.
Well, if we don't do that here, it really means nobody's allowed to do it.
That's what it means.
And sometimes some coaches say it, but what they're trying to discourage is they're trying to discourage everybody from doing
Absolutely.
that. And I get that because some people they don't have that in their toolbox.
Right.
At least to be confident and when they do it, like, oh yeah, right, like that's a shot.
But on the flip side, this generation, you have to do that too, because they think everybody can do it.
Yeah, and I remember, what was it? I can't think what the NBA coach was saying. The player said, the coach told him, if you can make 8 out of 10, like stationary, we can talk.
Right.
But you got to be able to make 5 to 6 of these shots in our scrimmage practice I'll be confident enough to know that that's something that you can do.
Absolutely.
That's the other part, and that's the fair part.
That's fair.
But I think you need to make sure that information is given, because when you say it like that, we don't do that here, you're giving me the impression that nobody's allowed to do it. But that's not, it's the communication.